In the beginning was the Word. The Word, Logos. Words. Words can do a lot of things. They can build up. They can heal. They can bring forgiveness. They can restore. They can cleanse. They can bring wholeness. And words also have the capacity to do the opposite, to tear down, to destroy, to cause fear and hate, to divide, and even to incite violence. And yet, in the beginning was the Word. One of my favorite authors, Madeleine L'Engle, says this about the Word. She says, when we celebrate Christmas, we are celebrating that amazing time when the Word that shouted all the galaxies into being, limited all power, and for love of us, came to us in the powerless body of a human baby. The Word shouted that all the galaxies be limited in power, and for love of us, the Word came in the powerless body of a human baby. When you hear this passage from the Gospel of John, I wonder if you, like me, think of words. And we heard some words today, and since we're such a small congregation, even those of you who are joining us by live stream, I invite you to feel free to share what word comes to your mind when you hear this passage about the Word. In the beginning was the Word. Energy. Creating spirit. Joy. I heard something new in Paul's letter to the Galatians, that spirit of adoption, that spirit of becoming family, of finding home. And Christmas is a lot about home, right? I would be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. But home is that place where you can find that love. It doesn't necessarily have to be the home of our families that we grew up in, but it could be a place and is a place, I hope, where all of us feel that we are our true selves, where we can be who we were born to be. Bishop Tutu, who passed away today and who has written some really good books that I recommend to you. I have them here, some of them that we at our Tuesday group have read together. One is Made for Goodness, that he wrote with his youngest daughter. He talks about the connection that we all have with one another in the Xhosa word, and I can't say it with the clicking, but it's a word called Ubuntu. Ubuntu is described as a way that recognizes the human beings as having need for one another, for our survival and our well-being. He says a person is only a person through other persons. We must care for one another in order to thrive. Ubuntu is a word that describes us and our interconnectedness and our thriving as interconnected one to another. It's hard to thrive alone. Together, we can hold one another up. We can share when others are in need and help one another to grow and to thrive. And yet we can do the same in the opposite direction. But that's not what love and the Word meant when the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. God came into the world to save the world through Jesus by showing us how to love and how to live, how to be one body, one family, living as adopted children of God, and knowing our belovedness as children of God, known by God before we were even formed in the womb. And so today, I invite you to think of those words that build up. The word Jesus, but also all that Jesus taught about love, about joy, about caring, about speaking truth to power, about bringing equity to a broken world. We still have a long way to go, my friends. We aren't there yet. But together we can help with one another, building up community, making places for people to become and belong, as we say at St. Nicholas, to know their full potential and to realize their belovedness as children of God. I want to end by just sharing something that Bishop Tutu and his daughter wrote in this book, Made for Goodness. At the end of every chapter, there's this beautiful meditation and prayer, and this one seemed appropriate for today. In their words, "Don't struggle and strive so, my child. There is no race to complete, no point to prove, no obstacle course to conquer for you to win my love. I have already given it to you. I loved you before creation drew its first breath. I dreamed you as I molded Adam from the mud. I saw you wet from the womb, and I loved you then. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Stop racing ahead at your own pace. You will only be exhausted, flamed out, and spent before the task is accomplished. Pace yourself with me. Walk alongside me. Do you think I don't know the demands of your life? I see you striving for perfection, craving my acceptance. I see you bending yourself out of shape to conform to the image that you have of me. Do you imagine that I did not know who you were when I made you, when I knit you together in my mother's womb? Do you think I planted a fig tree and expected roses to bloom? No, child, I sowed what I wanted to reap. You are a child after my own heart. Seek out your deepest joy, and you will find me there. Find that which makes you most perfectly yourself, and know that I am at the heart of it. Do what delights you, and you will be working with me, walking with me, finding your life hidden in me. Ask me any question. My answer is love. When you want to hear my voice, listen for love. How can you delight me? I will tell you. Love. The tough, unbreakable, unshakable love. Are you looking for me? You will find me in love. Would you know my secrets? There is only one. Love. Do you want to know me? Do you yearn to follow me? Do you want to reach me? Seek and serve love. Amen.